Do you remember privacy preserving attribution? This is a technology originally developed by Mozilla to be included in Firefox, and the whole idea was that it would replace cookies, right? Web browser cookies. None of us are a huge fan of cookies. We like to reject the cookies. But privacy preserving attribution really wasn't about preserving your privacy. It was about making it as easy as possible for the vendor, the developer of a web browser, to collect large amounts of data from the users of the web browsers, in order to sell that data to data brokers, advertisers, and individuals, say, looking to train their artificial intelligence systems on your data. And what data we're talking about here is really extensive. What websites you go to, how long you're on them, what you click on, how fast you scroll, every link you click, every letter you type on your keyboard. So everything you type, not just searches you make, but absolutely everything you type into every field. Everything you upload, every picture, every video, every sound. Privacy preserving attribution was about invading your privacy. It was about collecting as much data as possible with an extraordinarily minimal set of safeguards in place to keep that data anonymous, right? In that it doesn't necessarily immediately tie every bit of data that it collects to a user account, but it collects so much data from you that it is incredibly easy for automated systems to tie all the data together, and then on the back end, apply that data to a user account. It is sort of an Orwellian doublespeak to call privacy preserving attribution privacy preserving attribution. It's double plus ungood. However, up until now, it was just Mozilla doing crazy, kind of evil, weird volcano supervillain layer stuff with Firefox. Now, the World Wide Web Consortium, the W3C, is turning privacy-preserving attribution into an official web standard. Not a joke. On April 22nd of this year, they published the first working draft of privacy-preserving attribution. They have a full working group putting this gosh darn thing together. Now, who wrote this draft of the W3C, who claims to be the standards body that runs the whole World Wide Web, all the HTML goodness and stuff? Who wrote this privacy-preserving attribution spec that will become a standard? Well, Mozilla did, with a little bit of help from Meta. No joke. Dr. Evil called on one of his henchmen to help write it. So we have two authors from Mozilla and one author from Meta who published that first working draft. So you can look forward to seeing additional spyware on your favorite web browser soon. I'm hopeful that that some web browsers will just take a stand and say no thanks. This privacy preserving attribution garbage is absolutely not needed. There's other people involved in the working group too, and I thought that the group of people involved is kind of interesting. It includes a representative from the Washington Post, someone from Google, obviously working on Google Chrome, as well as multiple representatives from a company called Criteo, Criteo. And Criteo is kind of a data broker, data gathering, advertising facilitating company. So yeah, there's that. That's a lot of fun stuff. In addition, of course, to Mozilla and the W3C and all that sort of thing. And here's a bit of weirdness. I'm going to read this little statement to you from the W3C when they're advising the Privacy Preserving Attribution Working Group on how to proceed in developing this into a standard. Quote, "Please consider diversity when proposing people I gotta actually get through this without laughing. Proposing people to participate in W3C groups. Representation from a wider group of people, especially people from underrepresented groups, is vital for creating web standards that meet the needs of a wider web community. End quote. All right. So what the W3C is saying here is that you need to consider DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion, and bring in underrepresented groups in order to properly create a specification where data can be gathered unknowingly from web browser users and sent to mega corporations, where that data can then be sold to advertisers, AI systems, and other data broker companies. What does diversity have to do with any of that, other than most of the words that I just said make me unhappy? it's almost like they're like, wow, I don't think Lunduke's gonna love the whole us making spying on people into an official spec for web browsers. What can we do to make Lunduke more unhappy, though? Because we're already making him mad. Ooh, let's shove DEI into this somehow, just for kicks and giggles. And they did. Holy heavens. I'll be keeping an eye on this. There's not really a whole lot to do. The W3C is gonna W3C. They turned a closed source DRM into an official specification for the World Wide Web some years back. Doesn't matter whether we like it or not. They're gonna do it. Why? Because the W3C is really made up of a whole bunch of companies that put in money and send their representatives. Like, let's bring that back up. The Washington Post, Google, Meta, Facebook, Mozilla, and on and on and on. And advertising companies. Like Boston University. What the heck is Boston University doing in here? It's crazy. It's absolutely nuts, but it is what it is. Thank you to the Lunduke Journal subscribers for making it possible for me to cover this sort of insanity. Go to lunduke.com and click on some links, please. Pick 2 links and click on them. Just that random. Go to lunduke.com and click on some links. You'll love it. You'll be happy you did. They taste good. They're good for you. With that, ladies, I don't know why Wilford Brimley just popped into my head, but he did, and now I want a bowl of oatmeal. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, everyone under the age of 30 is going, what the heck is Lunduke rambling about? Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, nerds and nerdettes across the inner tubes, I do declare, end broadcast.